And go. It's a hot because you're here.
Oh, hi.
Don't worry.
Hi. Hi, thanks.
You're
You're making me laugh. I can't even say what I have to say.
Well, because you're sitting over here just being so full of yourself.
Well, first, thanks a lot again for being at the Rogue Interview Show. Appreciate it. Thank you again for your support. And thank you for everything you guys do for me. Send me flowers and loves and chocolates and all this shit. So thank you. I do appreciate that. Even to my new fans and just kidding. I have nobody. But we have someone in the house, and I always like to put the little thing because there's a guy who gets pissed off, so I'm doing it on purpose.
There we go. Perfect. He gets mad because I'm not professional enough about.
I know. That's not professional.
Yeah. I have to grow thicker skin apparently because
yes.
people say stuff on there, and I always tell them I'm like block them. I want to yell at them. I want to hate them. And he's like, whatever. They're still, attention's attention.
Well, can we stop, please?
Or maybe they're just jealous they can't do it.
I guess, but whatever.
Ladies, can we stop the conversation for a minute?
My God, sorry.
See, get two girls together and there goes.
Yeah.
Ah,
and we have Misty in the audience too. So that means like, I think he's outnumbered tonight.
Way.
Rusty's here.
Rusty, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you so much for coming. And I was going to introduce you, but you can do it yourself. I always get in trouble because I introduce people.
Yes, he talks over people.
So.
Well, I'm Alexandra Sajowski of Absolute Body and Soul. My initials are ABS, so that's where I came up with the absolute word, and then the body and the soul, so the ABS.
And then you can help people get abs.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Right.
You're going to need a lot of help on that. I have a keg
He hasn't seen
it's
us.
brewing.
He has like a keg.
It's a keg brewing. A 30-pack. I don't need no 6-pack.
And where did we meet you?
She always asks that question.
Yeah, we met at the fundraiser. I forgot the name.
It was the Love Affair.
The Love Affair. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we met at the Love Affair fundraiser. I was invited that night by Paige Yeaton, and that's where we met. And I was interested in what you were doing with the Rogue Interview Show, and so I kind of ran over to you and just asked what you do.
Chilling on the table here, and she's like, "Hey."
Well, that night I was running around because I had to give that speech, and so I was like, I left him. I'm like, "You go network. I'm going to sit over here and panic because I have to say words here that night." But
oh, you went to that?
I was there.
Yeah. Oh, you were there too?
I was.
Okay.
Her husband were there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
So anyway, let me start interviewing you now because I'm really, really, really curious. Like, where are you from? Like, are you born and raised in Arizona or?
No, I originally grew up in Chicagoland area, and I moved here in June of this year.
Oh, okay.
However, last year. Yeah.
It's okay.
We
don't start over, so we'll just keep
going. We
going.
don't judge nobody.
And then I was here in 2014 for an internship to finish up my degree in exercise science. So I was with USAA, and I was in their in-house wellness, and that's when I really fell in love with Arizona and decided I'd eventually come back. Unfortunately, it took 4 years.
Wow.
But
are you military? USAA?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just got a position with them in their in-house wellness. They have
awesome.
a great program for their employees.
Yeah.
So
very cool. So with in-house wellness, what does that mean? Like convincing everybody to be awesome or what?
Yeah, basically just having classes that people can attend. I'm offering group training, personal training. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
For the employees and anyone who's traveling the area. And they have a wellness site at each of their facilities across the country.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
And so you got back here to start your own. The company started here, or did you start it? Okay.
Yes. So my goal was always to own my own fitness and wellness business. That's the most profitable, and it's also gives you more freedom. So I wanted to not have to funnel what I do, but to take everything that I do and be able to provide those services.
Okay.
So I'm not just a trainer, not just a health coach, but I also offer classes, one-on-one group training, and I work with kids as well as adults.
Wow, that's complicated.
It is.
Like
it's
with
a
kids,
lot.
it's kind of like they're doing their own thing.
Yes.
I don't know what ages are you teaching.
Ages 2 and up.
And when you're talking about kids, what do you do with kids?
I do training with them, so coaching different sports, and then just fitness. So anything from like athletic training to just basic getting healthy kind of fitness.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
And when you say wellness, what do you mean by that?
So I look at wellness as more of a 7-dimensional view. So including the areas of your spiritual wellness, physical, social, emotional, vocational. Hopefully I'll get the other two. They might slip my mind. Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. Because you're on the spot.
Yes.
Cheers.
But
Financial.
She's not, by the way, she's
All
not
of the above. Yeah.
cheering today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know, right?
But including all those dimensions, and then basically helping people balance them out. So not just addressing where they are physically, but also looking maybe, what's their work environment like? Maybe they want to make some changes with that, or, maybe they need some help spiritually, and I can help them guide their practice or guide their mindfulness, their yoga practice to make them more of a well-rounded person.
And you do yoga as well. You
Yes.
teach yoga, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
I don't know how you have all of the time in the world. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a lot, but that's awesome.
I mean,
that
it's
you
your
work with them.
business, so you have to kind of like multiply it all over the place, right?
Yeah.
But yoga is pretty cool.
I've never tried yoga. And I've had more
Got
people
to.
in the last month. It's so funny that you're here and I didn't know what you were doing, because in the last week I've posted probably 3 different times that I'm losing my mind and my sanity over just being my age and all the things I put on my plate. And everybody's like, try yoga. I'm like, so that I can sit there and think about all the things that I have to be doing while I'm trying not to think about everything that
That's
I'm
what
doing.
I was gonna ask
Yeah.
you. How do you go from your brain going 1,000,000 times an hour to whoosh?
I think just focusing on the
focus into one
moment.
thing.
The moment. So that's really where my yoga training has taken a big role, because it's taught me mindfulness and being present in whatever I'm doing. So whether I'm working one-on-one with a client or I'm teaching a full group class, I'm pretty much giving whatever I'm doing all my energy. So my mind is not a million places, it's right there. And that's really what yoga taught me through I took a 200-hour training and then a 95-hour children's training.
Oh wow, so
So-
children's yoga too?
Yes. So
Well, you've been doing this for 15 years, right?
yeah, and I've just been building certifications in school.
She started at 10, you guys.
At 10.
10 years old.
Like 8.
Eight.
No, I'm a little older than that. But I did start, I consider my experience in the gym part of my industry experience. So, I mean, I was in the gym as my own therapy from before I could even get into the gym. So that's kind of where I would run away to and go and help build me up to be a strong individual. And that's what I help others do.
So you got out of high school and say, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to
Not
lift weights.
quite.
Well, tell me what took you this route, because obviously you didn't wake up that morning and say,
No.
hey, I want to be a wellness instructor or a yoga instructor.
It took a little time. I think I was resistant to it because of the view of a personal trainer.
Yes.
I know a lot of even some of the opinions of people I knew throughout college were like, oh, you're just going to be a personal trainer? Like, what else are you going to do?
One of those?
Right, yeah. So it at least when I was going through school, it didn't have the best, I don't know what you call it, like...
Reputation.
Yeah, best reputation. So I was originally trying to go for nursing. Fortunately, I discovered exercise science. A friend of mine that I'd go work out with, we decided to get a trainer ourselves. So we were doing group training. And that's where I learned about exercise science, and that you could actually study the human body, the anatomy, the physiology, and how your body operates during exercise. And that's where I got hooked.
Yeah.
That I could actually take everything I loved and then apply it in my education.
Did you
That's
play
super
sports as a
interesting.
kid?
Yeah, almost everything but basketball and
Volleyball.
I played volleyball a little bit.
Water polo.
You can be short.
No,
you
water
can play
polo.
short. Be short
Yeah.
and play volleyball.
Yep.
I was back row. I'm not tall, but I'm not short. But
Yeah,
I
you
have
played,
to-
right?
Yeah, I played back row. They'd sub me in to serve, and then I'd be in the back row. Because as soon as I get to the front row, I'd be all, they're like, you can't block.
Not vertical.
Yeah.
Let's get her out. But yeah, I played volleyball and softball.
Yes.
All the ones you don't have to jump real high for.
Yes.
Well, some positions, but
You do, you don't.
you do and you don't, yeah.
I didn't play.
You didn't play?
You didn't play volleyball or softball, but he played every other sport. And every other sport that he's ever tried, even as an adult, it's ridiculously disgusting that he could just pick it up. And I took him to the sand volleyball tournament, just couples, and I was like, finally, I'm going to be able to show him. Just totally outdid everybody and knew how to serve right away, and then ended up heading a ball over, and they allowed it. And I'm like, I hate you forever. Like, I can't even do this better than you.
I'm a
like, I did this
player.
for 9 years, and I can't do it better than you. Great, thanks.
Showing you up.
Always, but that's okay.
Not on purpose.
You've got to have something.
I gotta win somewhere, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, what college did you go to then?
I went to Illinois State, so
Okay.
I was in Illinois for college. Wanted to go away. I really wanted to go to ASU actually, but it didn't work out. I think mostly the cost of college kept me in my state.
Yeah.
And then I studied there, and then after college, I realized you couldn't really get a job without getting certified. So I got my ACSM cert, health coaching, and then a plethora of like group exercise. So just a bunch of things.
Counts was a lot of stuff, certifying this, certifying that, and you're a certification on
Well, you're working
dumbbells.
with people pretty one-on-one with about their
Yeah.
bodies. You have to know what you're doing, otherwise you can hurt people. So,
But weights are weights.
No.
boys are dumb.
25 pounds are 25 pounds no matter what.
You're silly.
How
Come
do you
on.
lift 25 pounds
Huh?
safely and effectively?
He
Right?
doesn't lift weights.
I don't lift
You
weights.
don't?
Nope.
What?
Right. He can look
Oh,
like
maybe
that
you
doing
can
5
start.
push-ups every year. That's about it. No, I'm not joking. It's mine. He keeps
What?
saying it's muscle memory. It's muscle memory.
Well, the thing is just I got used to push-ups. I was in the military,
Yeah.
and I put my feet in the freaking fridge and just all weight, and then diamonds, and just we got tired and just every hour. Okay, let's do about 50. Okay, and every hour for 8 hours, you're dead. I was like,
Yes, you have great arms,
my
but no legs.
God. I have legs, and then, no, but the thing is, I mean, I was playing soccer my whole life too.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So I was doing okay. I just didn't develop. I'm not a big guy. Well, I'm a fat guy. I'm not a big
You're
guy.
not fat.
No F word.
But I was.
I know, right? He means PH.
Yeah.
So overweight.
They say he's overweight, but I think that the whole
chub.
scale is crazy anyway.
Yes.
When they say that
Over
stuff.
chub.
Over chub. By choice. By
I'm
choice.
fluffy.
I like that.
Yeah. So what took you from just being a wellness coach at USAA or wellness director to wanting to open up your own business?
So I got some more experience when I was back in Chicago for 4 years. So I worked as a manager of a small corporate club, and then I also worked at a medical fitness site, which is attached to a hospital. It's just basically a gym with a hospital. So in getting that experience, I knew that I wanted to try something different. And to take everything that I had learned and apply it, and then make my own path, basically, and forge my own path. And in the fitness industry, I'm finding it's a little bit harder to stand out because a lot of people now have learned that you have to get all these certifications and you have to be really well-rounded in what you do. So I'd say where I stand out is just my experience, and then also just living it. I'm in a gym environment every day. I'm also, I eat clean myself, I train myself, and basically by living out what I'm preaching, I feel that that's a really good way to stand out in what you do.
Yeah, I've seen some guys that call themselves coaches or whatever, and I'm like, dude, really? You look like a freaking piñata. How the hell am I gonna take? I'm a Mexican. I gotta have a definition. One of those burrito piñata, yeah. And I was like, really, dude? Shit, you're like 300 pounds, 5'4". Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, back in the day, I used to. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, the best way to
there's not
walk away from
dedication.
a trainer is to say, they say, well, I know how to train you. I don't necessarily do it myself. Oh, okay, good job.
Right.
That's it.
So what you're doing is really cool. I think that's living. I mean, you're living healthy. You're doing what you're preaching, doing yoga and all that stuff. That's kind of cool, because not a lot of people does it,
Yeah, for sure.
and that's what's gonna make you different than everybody else.
Well, it's got to be hard to stand out too now that there's every corner has 3 different types of Orange Theories or spin bars or yoga centers or karate. You know, everybody's got, and they all have their idea of what.
There's
perfect
big
is.
corporations
Right.
too. They're looking into do business more than helping. I think this is just my humble opinion, but all those companies, they don't care about you as an individual. They just want to make the money. That's why they bring about 1,000, 100 people, and shovel them into one room. Okay, we gotta do this and do that, and let's go, baby, let's make it happen.
I have no idea who you're talking about, but tread lightly because I love that place.
They're like, come on, baby, let's go, let's make it happen. I'm like, dude, it's like when I was in the military. I'm not kidding. I see it the way when I was in the military.
Yeah.
He also knows me that I don't get motivated by someone saying you can do it. Blah, blah, blah. Like I'm not a rah-rah person.
You're moving the camera.
No, I didn't. Oh, I did.
Kicked it.
No, it's good. That I don't get motivated that way, but I enjoy knowing exactly what I need to do to get out the door in a half an hour, 45 minutes, or an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather that than walk into a gym and go, okay, so.
Right.
But the thing is, that's why you gotta have professional like
Yeah.
you and say, hey, help me out. I want to lose 50 pounds or 25 or 20, whatever it is. But I just don't want to lose it. I want to keep that shit away from me, because then it comes back and then you're like, did I pay all this money for nothing?
Right.
And when you're investing in yourself, obviously you're gonna get a professional who's gonna do it for you.
Yeah, right. And I can provide that guide basically to help with weight loss or weight gain, depending on what the client wants. It's always based on their goals, and each program
What do you
is
get the
designed
most? I'm so
individually.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
Interrupting you so bad. What do you get
It's
the
okay, I
most?
prefaced it.
I
30
just
seconds in, I said you talked over
just
everybody.
do it all the time.
It's
I'm just gonna get tape and
Go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna ask you.
You were going to ask her what she gets the most.
Yeah, what do you
business
get
out of.
the most like?
Does everybody want to lose weight?
lose
Does everybody
weight?
want to gain weight? Does everybody want
Mostly weight gain.
Weight gain?
I'm sorry, weight loss.
Oh, I was like,
weight
holy
loss.
shit! I want to
Weight
go
loss.
there.
Mostly, I was going to say, mostly weight loss. And I mostly work with just women. And that's where I'll do a little shout out to Empower Wellness Studio.
Only woman. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. Gotta go. But it's at 32 and Shea, and that's I got a position
This is
with
in
them.
Scottsdale, you guys. It's 32 and
Phoenix.
shade of Phoenix.
Yeah, it's Phoenix. It's near Scottsdale.
Oh,
Paradise
yeah,
Valley.
it's
In
North
the
Phoenix.
corner,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and so
Kind of by our friends with Focal Point, but.
yeah, and they're great. It's an all-women's studio that opened a little over a year ago.
Cool.
So I had been wanting to work with just women because most of my clients in Chicago were only women. I feel that there's that relatable factor there, and so I pretty much manifested that. I found a slip when I was out here last February up at a Nectar, a local Nectar, and I found they were
Nectar is
doing
a juice bar, babe.
yeah, just
I know what nectar is.
they were
Okay, I
doing-
just didn't know if you knew or not, sorry.
But thank you. Thanks for clarifying.
Sarah O'Connor
Thanks to
says
my
thanks
wife.
for the shout out.
Woo! And
Where is the
and
place again?
32 and Shea.
32nd Street.
That's where you can
makes
find
sense.
her, you guys. So just
Yeah, that's where I am a personal trainer, and then
Okay.
I can also do in-home visits or meet you at your local gym.
females
Just
only,
depends.
No, she is.
boys.
I will train men as well, or men as well. You're welcome.
Well, here's the thing that I like, and he's very,
We like her a lot, you guys.
I know, he's very weight loss, weight gain. But what you said in the very beginning, I really appreciated the fact that you said you do the overall health because
Yes.
I've already
44.
43.
44.
I'll be 44 this year.
Turning 44.
No, okay, you're 58.
I was 68, 69.
Okay, okay,
That's
whatever.
another story.
Anyway, but I'm 43, right? Okay, and
Cheers.
I've battled my weight my whole life, but I've recognized over the last couple of years that I self-sabotage, that I know that people say, oh, I'm a foodie. No, you're not a foodie, you're just an emotional eater. You know what I mean? Like, I like good food and I like other things, but I've always worked out and but I've realized now in my 43rd year is that my weight is an emotional thing for me. It is nothing I work out, I eat right.
She does.
I do all the things that you should, but it's something else that's going on with me. Now we have to come to figure that out. Everybody's like, find out if it's your thyroid. I'm just gonna say F your thyroid, because it's like everybody has those issues. We've already been through that. They took out my parathyroid. We did all that. There's still an emotional connection with weight that women have more so than men, I believe. But that, and I like that you said it's the whole thing, the whole package.
Yes.
Like, because everybody has to let go of whatever it is that they have to let go of to actually come to, or love yourself in whatever body you're in, and be healthy.
Right.
Not about losing weight, not about losing the scale, not about whatever, but just being healthy and happy where you're at.
That's the worst enemy of a female, I'm gonna assume, to have a scale, just because they believe that, oh shit, I just gained 1 pound or 2 pounds. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Everything just crumbs down. I'm like, dude, you look beautiful no matter what. It's like,
yeah, and that's where I take the focus away from the scale. We focus more on the inside out. So I look at like a biomechanical analysis of the body, inside out, and then also your body fat, which is inside out too. So I take body fat analysis. He likes that.
He's like, woohoo!
Yeah, body fat analysis. We don't really focus on weight unless the client really wants to, but I always try to shift the perspective away from that, because you're so much more than your gravity on Earth, and you should more so look at what you're composed of, so lean versus fat mass.
And healthy.
Yeah.
and that's what
the non-scale victories.
Oh yes,
victories,
yeah, I like that.
That's what it boils down to. Is if you're good at 190 or 200 or 210, but you are running and you're doing your own shit, then you're good to go. I think that just.
Well, because part of this.
I'm from Mexico. I was born and raised in Mexico, and the skinny people in Mexico are the ones that are starving. They're poor and they have no money. I'm serious. It's like, dude, you broke. You gotta eat, bro, right here. So when you see,
you also ate healthier there, just to be clear. So here, it's super more expensive to eat healthy, but I also think that part of life is enjoying life. But if you're always miserable about the way that you look, you're not enjoying life. But if you are finding yourself and finding what's comfortable, because I've met my goal weight before, and it was I got there and it was like harder. You've been there too, Misty.
Absolutely.
How did you feel?
You did. I felt good about the fact that I put those jeans on. But I didn't feel good that I didn't have the glass of wine with my husband or something. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was cheating myself. So there's a happy medium. There's an extreme this way, and there's an extreme this way. There's a happy medium.
But, I mean, the thing is that
or that's an excuse, and I just like to be fat. I don't know.
No F word.
When I got to that point, though, I was actually, the gym became my mental therapy. It was my Prozac. It was my therapy. It was everything. I was so clear in my mind, and I actually was extremely happy. The difference between then and now is that I was only working part-time, and I devoted all my available time, besides the 4 kids and the husband and all of that stuff, was to the gym, to my food prep, to all of that. Like, my whole life centered around that.
Right.
And I found myself in a place where I'm working 6 days a week, and it's crazy. And there is absolutely time, because I don't believe that, I mean, everybody can carve out time. I believe everybody's busy, but I just found it a lot more difficult. And it's hard to sort of
maintain that.
That when, I simply did have more time previously than I do now.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and that's where I think a trainer can be very beneficial, because we help find that time, and I help work with a client's schedule and everything that they're doing. And I don't have kids, so I don't know what that all entails, but I have a good idea. So I can help even family plan, help you grocery shop, help you cook your meals, things like that too. So I offer all of these services as well.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I want to take my business, is helping the family unit come together and balance their wellness as well.
I think it has to be a family effort
Yeah.
though. Like when I was doing this, I did not cook different meals for everybody. I cooked one meal,
Yep.
and this is what we're having, and this is a really good, healthy, balanced meal. If you don't like it, too bad.
I really
Yeah.
miss
Yeah.
the way I grew up
Yeah.
and the way I ate.
Mm-hmm.
We ate a lot of soups where I grew up.
Yeah.
It was just shrimp food or seafood, or not a lot of meat because it was expensive. So it was more like vegetables. Boil them and put them in a thing and make a soup, and it's good to go.
Yeah.
So a lot of soup. So the water in the soup, it just kind of make you
Fills
feel
you up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, I'm good
I
to
do
go.
it a lot with like crock pot or Instapot.
Yes.
So I'll just throw my meats in there, my vegetables, and yeah, it's a good way to eat.
So I was, until I moved to the States, is when I started eating a lot of bread. I didn't eat bread either because it's expensive. So it was kind of hard to get bread. More tortillas, more corn tortillas. So it was more corn.
Well,
than
we're
literally flour.
We're a gluten-free house now,
You
so
are.
I mean,
Yes.
we I have celiac, and my daughter has thyroid disease, so she.
I think
can't-
we eat pretty healthy. We just
We do eat pretty
have
healthy.
some
For,
shit that
for
we
the
should
most
have.
part, I mean, but we don't do a lot of processed foods in the house or any of that stuff. But I feel like our family, at any given time when we had all 5 kids living with us, we had every single body type, we had every single dietary issue, we had every single athletic. We had really super athletic. We had some that were sedentary, that some that didn't like to work out,
Yeah.
some that try to work out but just don't want to work out at all. And so it was so hard to cater to all of them, and then to balance the parenting and not trying to body shame or try to say
Right.
you need to eat but you can't eat, but you need to have a cheeseburger because you're like skinnier than a snake, but then so that's what's so hard for us to figure all that out. But
Right.
I think that's a great idea to come into family dynamics where Malia can hug.
Oh.
Hi, Malia, I need a hug.
Say hi, Malia. And so that I think that's a really good trajectory too for
Yeah.
business, because a lot of families want to get it right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not everybody,
There's
but
tons
I
of,
could
there's
say
tons of family.
I know everybody that we have in our village and in our circle, and everybody, we want to be good parents. We want to raise daughters and sons that have healthy self-esteem and healthy bodies and
Yeah.
healthy all of this, but it's just to get it all right.
And I think
we don't
it's
have
being
the degree that you have.
being healthy is the main point. Just
Right.
again, the health, the weight thing will come out later. When you start, like you say, from inside
Yep.
out.
Gotta work the inside
It has
out.
to be a lifestyle,
Yes.
not
yeah.
like a diet or a.
So how do you approach
Right,
someone
right.
who,
Yeah, that's very
let's say, hey Alex, Alejandra, I want to lose.
You just have to deal with
I,
that.
I knew I was coming at some point.
Right.
I want to lose 20 pounds, 25.
But I don't want to do anything.
I would say, when was the last time that you were 20 pounds lighter?
When I was in the army, holy shit.
She just made you
2010. I was
Okay.
190.
But what is? Don't talk about the year. What were you doing in your life?
Yeah.
Oh,
when
I
you-
was like,
They were paying you to be in shape.
yes, yeah.
Yep.
So they don't pay me
So-
anymore. I don't want to pay. What do I want to pay?
You have to pay now.
Right.
Yeah, and then I'd take you through kind of why you want to be 20 pounds lighter, and try to get
I
why
don't
do you want to be
actually
20
have
pounds
a
lighter?
reason to be 20 pounds lighter. I honestly don't. That's why I'm like this.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
From the peanut
Yeah.
gallery, he does actually want to lose 20 pounds because as he puts weight on, he has back issues. He has epidural steroid injections that he gets
Oh.
only when he gains weight.
Okay.
So keeping it
why
real
you have
for
to put me in national
Preventative.
She just
television like
asked
that?
you. just asked you and you lied. You lied. So you don't want to lose weight.
I say I don't want to, but I have to. There's a difference between
No, there's
want.
motivation. You hate feeling that way. You hate having me to help you get out of bed because your back hurts, right?
Oh, so to live pain-free, right?
Some
Yes,
bullshit.
there you go.
Well, you have to bring all bullshit.
We're just trying to keep it real.
I know. Like, why is it about me now? We're talking about
Oh,
her.
no, you are the client.
Oh shit.
Right? We were giving her the example.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
because my
So,
back,
to
I have
live
back
pain-free.
problems.
Oh, you have back
So that's why I want to
problems.
lose
Okay.
25.
Well,
Oh shoot! I don't like you. Then you'd have to not 25.
I want to be
pounds.
190.
Is that 25 pounds, babe?
I'm
so if
200.
I were to tell you that you could lose about 1 pound to 2 pounds a week, let's say, and you could be at your goal weight in about 10 weeks, how would that sound to you?
Are you trying to sell me?
No,
That sounds like a sales pitch. How would you like that for it? Well, tell me more. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
You
we're
started
doing
this
I
conversation.
know. How does that sound to you? Well, that sounds. First, you gotta tell me how you're gonna make it happen because I mean, 10 weeks is like what, a month and a half,
Two.
Yeah.
But
Two and a
month
half.
and a half approximately. I mean, my math is.
2.5.
your math is wrong. So it'd be 2.5.
See, I didn't pass math. That's why I didn't make it in medical school.
It's
That was
okay.
biochemistry, by the way.
Well, it seems like a short period of time, but safe, effective weight loss is 1 pound to 2 pounds per week. So it
Wow.
definitely we can get you there.
But I heard some
it's
pills help.
we, not just me. So you have to do the work.
Roger that.
I'll tell you what to do.
Damn.
Sarah's like,
Please do.
Sarah's like, he's a tough cookie. He's a tough
Right.
cookie. He's a secret.
Please,
He's a
tell
big
me.
talker.
This is why I don't wear the bed.
Yeah. He's a big talker.
Oh shit.
Women only.
Yeah, that's right. You don't work with men because they fight you. Yeah.
No, I won't fight. I was like, wow.
Well, how do you keep?
That's pretty cool though. I like that.
Someone comes to
I
you
actually like it.
with big goals,
Yeah.
big weight
yeah,
loss needs.
Yeah.
How do you keep because I feel like you don't get to 100 pounds overweight in a month,
Right.
even a day, a year. It's like physically impossible to gain that much weight in a short period of time unless there's health issues like water retention
yeah.
or whatever. How do you keep someone motivated when you're telling them 2 pounds a week?
1 pound.
That's a
You
great
say 1 pound a
question.
week.
1
right?
to 2 pounds.
1 to 2. Yeah. At the
That's
most,
healthy
yes.
because it's the
One
slower it
week,
comes
one
off, the
week.
slower it comes back. But
So
Yeah, we want to keep it off,
Easier to
right?
Right.
maintain.
So, yeah, so honestly, to keep them motivated, I check biometrics, so circumference, body fat, every 4 weeks. So we check in every
keep
4
them
weeks.
motivated. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really, again, I try to keep the mind off of the weight of
Yeah.
the scale. So if they don't want to do weight check-ins, that's great with me because I don't want them to do that. But if
Yeah.
they want that, okay, then we'll do a weight check-in. Then every 4 weeks we're reassessing their goals. So things change every 4 weeks. Things are always changing, but if they had a really hard 4 weeks, like they were not doing their programming that I gave to them. They were struggling in our own one-on-one workouts, then that's where we would reassess the goals. Maybe we would start meeting 3 times a week instead of 2. So we would kind of just, go through, and to keep them motivated, honestly, just reminding them of their goals, reminding them of why they're there.
Yeah.
That's like once you find out the why factor of why somebody wants to train, then you just have to hold them accountable to that, because it's very easy to forget, let's say you're feeling great, no more back pain. Okay, why do you have to lose the next 10 pounds if you're feeling good? You lost 10.
Because that's a
feeling
goal.
good. Right, it's your goal. You want to get to that goal and then prevent any other injuries from happening.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I feel
So
like
do
men
you-
probably are easier because they don't have all of the excuses of that more women have. I feel like we as nurturers have a lot more excuses than men probably.
I think all human beings find excuses for their behavior, and I think we all gonna say, oh, it's because I was busy, oh, because I worked this, oh, because school, because blah blah blah. And I was always told that it's 24 hours on a day, right? And you sleep what, 7 approximately?
Hopefully 8.
Yeah, hopefully 8. That's
you
what I
are
said.
stretching my goals too. I'm like
7,
6,
6.
5.
So you have an hour, 2 hours to shoot the shit. There's ways that you can grab right here in the middle of the floor and start doing push-ups,
Yeah.
or start doing sit-ups. Or,
We explain that to our kids all the time. Okay, give me your cell phone and let's figure out how much screen time you've had.
yeah.
There's plenty of time in the day.
So there's time. I have put up many excuses for not exercising. Why? I'm not getting paid, and that's in my brain. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
It's like just tattooed in my brain. Say, hey, you're not getting paid. What do you want to do it? Oh, that's true. Why do you want to go through the pain? Do the pain. You've done it before. You know the shit. You know how it is. Why do you want to do it?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, like, oh, true.
Think about, I mean, you do have a large family and you want to be there, I'm sure, as long as possible.
What's that for? I thought.
Perhaps.
So, you know, if you just look at the longevity of your life, you'd want
I
to.
think in military terms,
Yeah?
and that's gonna help you for when you have military customers.
Yes.
That they're like, dude, if I die tomorrow, I'll be happy. I've done a lot of shit in my life.
Right.
You know
Also
this.
about quality of life, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this.
That's where we were getting to.
Trying. He's a tough sell because he loves to debate. So anything you throw at him, he's going to give you the negative.
I like
of it.
this.
That's why
Nice,
I am
because
trying. That's why
believe-
I am trying to infuse the good because
I believe
he
that-
thinks he can flash a smile and win everybody over with his words, but
Perhaps.
quizás.
Quizás.
Quizás. But
Look, don't give up on me. Come
I'm
on.
not.
Come on.
Everybody
Give
say
up.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah says you're an inspirational speaker too.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you. Thank you. So recently I had
Something is
an
bugging me for a second.
opportunity. Go ahead.
It's a little.
Hair?
Your eyes got so big.
Yeah. Do you see it?
I say, oh, let's make a wish. Let me make a wish.
do
Okay,
it.
let me hang on. Okay.
Gone.
All right. It's gonna
Hold
go
on. I'm here. Ah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Anyway.
For real.
Wow.
Came
So
through. See, message come
once a month at Empower Wellness Studio, we host an Empower Hour, and it's for ages 12 and up.
Is that the place that you're?
Yeah, that I am working at.
Okay.
Right. And this past Wednesday, I was able to be the host of the Empower Hour, and we did an inner child healing based on some activities and just dialogue. So that was awesome because Sarah gave me that opportunity to kind of get myself out there and present on a topic that's important to me. And then where I want to kind of lead some of that is definitely working with females ages 12 to 18 to help them. We're very technology savvy, right? As a world now, in our world, in the United States. So I want to eventually help females with their body image, with the body positivity, and just developing a program for them so that they can live a healthier lifestyle. Not so much attached to a phone, but
Or a selfie.
that too.
Yeah.
Or a selfie. Yes. So, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are on the horizon, I would say, but they're just coming out of pure passion of kind of.
Why do you think you're so passionate about helping? What did you say?
Females.
Healing the inner child. Is
Oh,
that what
no,
you said?
yeah,
Healing.
inner child. I feel that a lot of adults have barriers to where they're at, whether it's their goals, they just find an obstacle in their life, in
Why are you
their
giving me that look?
work life. Possibly.
She's talking to me, she's like,
he has zero barriers.
You and
Yeah,
See what I'm talking
He has zero
about?
barriers and zero boundaries. So I apologize.
You're gonna really use some of this training.
Right.
Then,
You, my
yeah.
friend.
As she sits this way. By the way.
No, you. Let me tell you something.
Let her finish. It's important.
So that's just one topic that's come up, and I feel like when you tap into your inner child, when you tap into maybe some trauma that happened when you were younger or some things that you went through, you're able to overcome some of those things and then use them more so as power versus things that are holding you back. So I now have a workshop that I can help adults do that.
Figure
That's
out why
pretty
they. Because I feel like a lot of times people don't realize how affected they are by things that happened to them when they were younger.
Yeah.
Like why are you pointing at me?
You're right. I was
Okay. I'm say.
No,
But
you're right.
I feel like for me, in my
Are you feeling
like,
guilty?
Well,
Like-
no, I went through
Yeah.
therapy. I did all of
Yeah.
that stuff. I'm sure I need more therapy, and I'm sure it's still affecting me. But I side on the fact that I can witness people, and I'll be like, you are doing that because of this, and this, and
Yeah.
you just need to pull it forward. Let's just keep moving, But there are a lot of people that even in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even, people my mom's age, that
Whoa!
I love her, but
N-word.
I love her to death, but she parents the way she parents because of how she was parented and the things that she went
Correct.
through.
Yeah.
I parent the way that I parent because of the way that I was parented.
Right.
And so I have 3 daughters and 2 sons, and every single one of them are affected by the way that I parent. I'm cognizant of it. I try to parent better because of the things that maybe I've been through or they've been through.
Yeah.
But they are still affected by it. We talk about my middle son, Jonah. So he's 17. I have a serious issue with my weight, and I have my relationship with food. So therefore, he's my heavier child and deals with all of that. And so I try to parent not aggressively because I don't want him to have that when he's 80 or 50 or 60, have to be in that relationship with food. But then I'm doing a disservice to him, so it's like, how do you win? I don't even
balance those two.
Yeah, but I'm not a professional.
That's a good
like you,
question.
so.
Right.
That was a question. That whole
Well,
the whole spill
I
of
know,
it was a
yeah.
question for you.
No, but somebody said so true. So hello,
Yeah.
I did have the point. So anyway,
Well.
I gotta say nothing.
no, you don't
I
have
get
to
the coaches.
remember, right?
That's so gets so complex, right? Because I mean, the way I look at it, that we have all these like generational habits, and they're passed on. It's cyclical, and you get caught in the cycle unless you break the cycle, right? So it sounds like you have done your work to break some cycles that you learned.
Right.
When we learn these things, we pick them up. We just pick them up as children, and we carry them with us throughout our lives. So I think that step 1 is just the awareness of where you're at and why you're there. And then if you are in that parent role, I mean, just setting the example, right? I mean, the fact that you work...
Yeah, that's what's so funny. You're
Yeah.
saying that. So
Yeah.
here I am
Example.
trying to be the best parent to them, but then body shaming myself. So it's like
Yeah.
you're teaching them to love themselves, but then you're like, oh, so it's so hard.
Right, but that's human, right?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
So
and that's what
human.
I say. They'll understand when they're a parent that it's hard.
Yeah.
But even
adult,
if you
but-
put the example there, even if you do the
I know
good
exactly what you're
example,
saying.
even if you do, for real, it doesn't work. The kids are
The
going to do whatever the hell they
I
want.
wake up every day and I work
Yeah.
out at least 5 times a week.
Yeah.
I make sure they
You're
know
not
that
the only
as
one.
I'm watching, I watch what I eat, I watch what I say, I watch what I say
Yeah.
about myself, and there are still children that do not find it important to do that.
Right.
So then it's like, they need a trainer.
Yeah, like
Because
they-
then-
They'll
How do
learn. I mean,
you-
they're gonna pick things up at school. They're gonna pick things up. If they're in any athletics. They're kids. I mean, we have some with that. We have kids with us today, so feel free to speak up. But
I know, right?
they're constantly.
There you go.
Yeah, this is your turn.
I know, right? She's like, go ahead. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you
I
think?
mean, you're no, it's okay. I work with kids as little as 2 years old, and they watch everything, and they just, oh my gosh, they copy and say exactly what I'm doing, and to the point where like you have to really watch. And my biggest thing is I watch my phone usage. I mean, I have to, because as soon as I pull my phone out, they run up to it like it's a moth to a flame. So phone use, but besides the phones, that's another topic for another day.
Right. I can see that's a top topic.
I know. I think it's more problem
I
with people
think-
using their phones.
Sometimes. I mean, I use mine all the time, but we can talk about that.
Yeah, that's for job. That's for your job, though.
Yeah. Right.
True.
For
They
work.
do mimic though, because even when
Yeah.
he was young,
Yeah.
when I was in that sort of really devoted period of time, I remember one morning saying, "Rustin, what do you want to eat for breakfast?" And he said, "Well, what are you having?" And I said, well, I'm having eggs and some avocado slices, and explained to
Yeah.
him what I wanted, what I was going to have. And he's like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
he was
Do you remember that?
he was paying
But when
attention.
do they go from sponges to I don't give a shit what you're doing.
I think
I don't give a shit that you.
I think that they start learning that there's so many other options and so many other ways of living out
and
there.
pushing for their own independence.
Yes,
too.
yeah, because
Yeah.
you know, as soon as you go to school, your world is just open up to like all of the parenting styles and all of the way that you know your friends are, kids that you know. So yeah, I see it all the time. How the kids' behavior just affects each other. So, I mean, we're talking. There's so much there, but I mean, when it comes down to it, you know, it starts in the home. You always hear that, right? So, doing the best you can as the caretaker of your kids. That's where it really starts, and just going from there.
And being the caretaker of your kids instead of allowing electronics to be the caretaker.
Yeah,
of your
that
children.
too. Yes.
No, that's
a
what I
big
said.
deal,
yeah.
It's called lazy. I tell people it's lazy parenting.
Yeah.
Sure.
You put your freaking kids in front of the TV and what is it, dinosaur, the purple dinosaur? I know it's not the purple dinosaur anymore.
Barney.
Yeah, I know it's not anymore, but that was
That's
back in
where,
the day.
when our kids were little.
Yeah, when my
little.
kids
were
That's
little,
what
they
it
had
was.
the
It was
freaking-
Barney and Teletubbies and
Yeah, and all that
Wiggles
shit. So I was
and
like,
all of
hey,
that.
what do you put your kids do? Get their asses out and play soccer. I'm serious. You stick
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
kids outside. Here's the ball. Let's go run around.
Yeah.
Let's go do
When
this.
I was
But
babysitting
active.
my cousins, I was like the annoying babysitter. Like, you guys want to go outside? You want to go run?
Yep.
I mean, my cousin should go with me, but like I don't know. For me, physical, like I learned early on that I wanted to be outside of the house, climbing trees, playing with the kids in the neighborhood.
Getting
like,
scars and all this
yeah,
shit.
like I was just a wild child outside all the time as long as I could be. That's how I grew up, but I know things are changing now. But
It is difficult.
It's just
I'm not
different.
kidding. Because they have now on TV the little dancing thing. What is it called?
Just Dance.
The Just Dance.
So
Yeah.
so while they would be inside, because I always
But I'm like,
required
what the
that.
hell you doing inside?
I know.
Get the hell
I know,
out.
but if they were going to be inside playing
Yeah.
video games, I told them, okay, then you could turn it on, whatever it's workout mode or activity mode, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to go through it. So they're still dancing for an
Yeah.
hour, and they're still sweating their asses off. You know what I mean? Like they're still getting the idea that it can be fun and still work out, and still infuse in them that it's important. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because if you make it something that they don't want to do, then they're not going to do it when they get out of your house.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to make them love it too. So.
yeah.
And you can't just say it's going to feel good or your body's going to look great, you know, because they don't give a shit. They don't care. Like some of the kids are just not driven in that way. Like our youngest, she's skin and bones, but she has thyroid issues, but she has been running or whatever. But she, of all the people, she's a 14, almost 15-year-old girl that could give a shit about who likes what she looks like. She doesn't care. Like I have never met a 15-year-old girl.
What Jones doesn't need.
Yeah.
Well, that's not even true because Jones won't go outside in the swimming pool and take his shirt off. My daughter doesn't care if she's wearing high water jeans. Like she doesn't care. Like 15-year-old girls. Like I remember being a 15-year-old girl. So somewhere along the line I did something right because she doesn't care
Yeah.
what anybody thinks about her. But at the same time, how do you instill to respect in yourself? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she does respect herself, but you know it's just a hard thing to
Yeah.
do with kids.
I think getting away from the images that they're constantly shown,
Absolutely.
that's a huge thing, especially with the use of phones. I mean, I do it too. Like, I'll be scrolling and you don't realize that you're becoming what you see.
Yeah.
You have to be really, really mindful about everything you look at. So if that means like unfollowing certain people that, you know, or whatever, you just have to mold what you're seeing, and that even, you know, even if the parent has to get involved in that, I think that's perfectly okay because, you know,
It's
we
not
don't-
realistic.
Yeah.
It's what they're looking
It's
at.
not.
It's not realistic. Like he
Right.
makes fun of me because I have so many things. Shush! I'm getting to the point about what you make fun of me about. Like I have so many things going on in my life. I will have trash TV on. Just like I'll watch the Kardashians for example.
Yeah.
I realize that is not an I realize the expectations. Like they will even say they wear 3 pairs of shapewear when they leave out. They have hair and makeup people for 3 hours before they even come out to breakfast. Like I get that but it's just I can look at it and I can appreciate the fact that it's. I would never want that life either. You know what I mean? But there are younger girls who think Kylie Jenner was she the first?
Because that's sells.
She's the first youngest self-made billionaire because of the girls that are following her, and they're like preying on these girls with her makeup and all of that stuff. So it's hard to compete.
And then the next thing you know, everyone looks the same. Yeah. And it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary what is happening. I mean, I really think that's why it's like a really like sore subject for me, because I feel like I'm like right in between the generations. And I read something about this the other day where like if you're born between this and this, it's like I remember growing up without technology and then had technology enter, and it's completely changed the way everything is. Yeah. And some things obviously for the better, right? We're able to do this, for example, and
we can help.
Yeah, and I just think people that have had experiences without it, I think we can somehow merge the two together, and that's why I feel like a strong passion to even reach out to females, 12 to 18, because I feel like that's a really vulnerable stage of life. I know for me, that's when I started bringing health and wellness into my life, and it was life-changing. I wouldn't be where I am without it, so that's where I think I can make an impact.
Why 12? That's amazing. Yeah. That's awesome. Why 12 to 18? Is that if I'm 11, I can do it?
Especially girls.
Well, if I'm 11,
the worst time of anybody's life.
I would say like
it's a make or break.
Like post puberty age or around there. Okay. He likes
exactly.
Approval.
Heck
yeah. Puberty. So I mean, males and females go through puberty a little bit at different times, but females like around 10, 11, 12. What?
I don't even remember.
It was so long ago.
Okay.
No,
the way you said it,
I don't even remember.
I'm
51, so I'm like, shit, I don't even remember. Why did you have to bring shit like that?
Oh, you have to be honest.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take the females, right? Please do. Make the group. Take all the females.
Yeah. Adios. And then we're gonna all train you.
Adios. I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So it's
so 12 to 18. That's
eventually,
junior
that's
high,
where this is going.
To high school or?
Yeah, I'd say like high school.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, for me, my high school years, I kind of don't remember them either because I felt like I didn't matter. Like it was just like a salmon swimming upstream. I didn't really fit in like anywhere. I just kind of felt like, where is my place in this world? And I found it in the gym. Honestly, I found.
Do your parents taught you to go to the gym?
No, not at all.
See,
that's why she's the
annoying
aunt.
No, they were athletic, but they did not. No, I would say like going to the gym was definitely my own territory. My dad was super athletic. Younger, and then my mom too. My mom still, goes to group exercise classes and stuff like that. So she's into fitness.
Okay.
But yeah, she mostly got me into like going to some classes.
Okay.
So but I'd say like the gym and lifting was pretty much all me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for someone like myself, that not too long ago had rotator cuff surgery.
Oh yeah.
I had a work injury, had to have surgery. I therapied out of that.
Yeah.
And am much better. I went from a completely frozen shoulder to what the doctors call regular mobility.
What did they say?
Like regular mobility.
Or
full mobility.
Yeah.
Like that I have full range of motion. But I was also a gymnast and very athletic and very, like competitive gymnast. So to me, there's still definite deficit there.
Yeah.
Is that something you specialize in and kind of to help build on, because they've said, oh, you're good.
You're free,
Go,
cleared for
you're free.
exercise and movement. Yeah. So I do work with injuries and limitations. I got most of that experience working in the hospital gym setting. And I've even had to nurse my own injuries and go to physical therapy and a chiropractor. So I've learned through experience, and then also I've just learned with with clients with any sort of limitation, especially in the joints, shoulders, knees, hips, anything like that. So yeah, I can adapt the training to
Knees,
to whatever's going on in the body.
hips.
How about
No,
you?
but it's something
I don't know what he's talking. I'm 42 years
She
old.
gets this
If I-
pain. She gets this pain when she's
Yes,
running.
because I'm 43 years old, and I played sports my whole. So I
Yeah.
have grit, but it's just because I just ran a half marathon. Of course, my knees are gonna hurt after I run a half marathon.
What were you saying?
I was just going to say it's something that, you know what I mean, I want to build on because I don't want to go back. And if I don't keep strengthening it and keep working it, then,
And I always, I'm more of the mindset that the more you move, the better you will feel. Like, honestly, even if you have a limitation or an injury, even when somebody gets their knees replaced, they're walking within a few hours.
They have to.
Yeah. So it's like, it's the more you move, and then also just doing the exercises. So anything you have from physical therapy or anything you can, learn along the way, strength training bands, resistance bands, it's all helpful.
I'm finding I have to change the way I work out, which is frustrating.
You do? Yeah.
I'm like going from like lifting heavy to to me, the yoga is like super appealing because I've done yoga in the past. I do enjoy yoga, but I'm finding that I'm having to change the way I work out as I get older, where it's sort of less abusive on my body.
Right. It's so hard to say
It
that.
is very hard.
At my late 20s, my early 30s, I used to be like, I got a dress I need to wear this weekend. Okay, we have grapes all week. You know what I mean? Like, and that was good. And now I'm like, meh, I can't do that anymore.
So you do private classes?
Yeah, so I'll do one-on-one for personal training, for nutrition, just counseling, and then I cannot provide a diet, but I can provide just question and answer kind of thing. Guidance.
What do you mean you can't provide a diet?
I am not a registered dietitian, so I cannot provide a diet.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can health coach and go through some of
things to avoid.
Yeah, exactly. And then I offer one-on-one with yoga, and then I offer group classes for yoga, boot camp, strength, spinning, TRX, kettlebells.
I hate
really.
those. I hate them.
Yeah.
Oh my god, too.
Yeah, they're
I
fun.
hate them. And I finally was explained to me why I hate them, because I literally can't breathe after my old trainer used to do. It's because it works all of your body. It's every single muscle, and I'm like, well, no wonder I hate this shit.
What do you think, on your own humble opinion, to girls who start lifting around 12, 13?
I think that's a great time to start. Yeah, because that's when the body is going through a ton of changes, and a lot of research shows that if you start at that time in your life, you have way healthier bones throughout your lifetime. That's actually the time where you're setting and creating the foundation of your body. So the more you can do at that time, the better. Okay. That's why it's important, even for athletes that are around that age, to make sure that they're also lifting weights, not just performing the sport.
And I've had naturopaths say, for women with hormone issues, lifting weights and not missing, if you lift weights, but to not miss more than one day. So every other day, or every day and then one day off, and then keep for hormone issues, testosterone level for women.
Yeah.
If you have lifting weights,
Yeah.
Even so much as like PCOS.
Yeah.
And all of those things, autoimmune,
Yeah.
lifting weights, those hormones running through your body will actually help your hormone issues.
To lose weight, do you recommend lifting weights?
Yes, and with a combo of cardio. I do believe cardio is very important. I always tell my clients and anybody that asks at least 30 minutes a day. That can be broken up into morning and evening. You can do 15-15.
30 minutes every day.
Yeah, you
Cardio.
can do 10-10-10.
Every day.
But
How about
sweating
weights?
cardio, so not just like, where you can talk to somebody. Make sure that you're almost like out of breath and can't talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
30
I
minutes a
had a
day.
trainer told me that he does cardio every day,
I'm
even if
I'm
it's
cycling
hiking
every day,
or
15
Yeah.
miles. So
well,
just
just
really
2 days in a
direct
row.
that for me.
You've done it.
Wow, that's the
I
beginning.
know, but I'm just saying we're talking
Where do
like
I start?
Yeah,
You gotta
so
start somewhere.
Yeah, so most days of the week. You can take, definitely rest days are just as important as your work days. So most days of the week, 30 minutes a day, cardio, and then lifting, most major muscle groups. I believe in like 4 days a week. Some people will tell you less, but definitely at least
4 days a week,
Yeah.
lift.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to give your body time to heal.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can
That's
get 4 days.
good, though.
I mean,
4
if you
days
can
is good.
start though with 2, that's great. And then you just build from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 to 4, 5, 6, depends on what your goals are.
What do you think the biggest mistake people
I'm
make
not lifting
when they try
weights,
to get
just
in shape?
FYI.
Biggest mistake?
People make when they're trying to get change habits.
I would say focusing a little bit too much on the physical aspect, too much on the workouts, and not enough on what they're consuming. What you're consuming is pretty much the biggest percent of everything you're going
Abs
to
are made
do.
in the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, and you can't
What's
outrun.
that?
Before.
You can't outrun your fork. Are you?
What I'm consuming.
Well, it's not a lie. It's not a lie. Like I promise you, someone will tell me. What was it yesterday? Someone, I don't even know who it was. That I said it. We were there. It was somebody that works out a lot, and it was Jim. Jim, we were at Blue Wasabi, and the kids went over to Frost and got ice cream. And so I asked, and my favorite flavor of gelato was there, and I had like 2 bites of this whole dish, and then they had the rest of it. I don't need it. I don't need the whole thing. I like the taste of it, and I pushed it away. I saved my calories for my alcohol, like for real. Like I'm honest with myself,
Yeah.
and I don't lie to myself. Oh, there.
That's okay.
It's your lip gloss.
Broke something. She broke something.
It's okay. She just
Broke
broke
something
the
at
bar.
the bar.
It's okay. But so I
Get it
feel
out of
like,
here.
and some people that the biggest accountability you could do is write down everything that goes in your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I had a trainer do that. It's so much as when I was doing it, and I would make pasta, and I'd take a bite of the kids' pasta, and I'd put it on their plates. I'm like, I'd spit it out. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like
Pasta's not good for you, right?
I have to.
Pasta's
That's
okay.
empty calories.
I know, but what
That
I
is empty calories.
No,
and
missing-
potatoes
not
are empty
necessarily.
You're
calories.
missing the point of what I was trying to say. Like, you put
Yeah.
it in your mouth, but you don't write it down because it's like as you go
Yeah.
through the day, you grab a handful of this or grab a handful of this, and it all adds up.
Oh, yeah.
Gling, 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 gling.
I know I saw that. We're overdue.
It's you.
Sorry.
God, who brought that chick? That's your fault.
This is all good.
Yeah,
though.
that's
It's great stuff. It's great stuff.
Yeah, I'm really
We
glad
gotta
got
do
to
like
talk
part
about
2 because this is you
For
have
real.
so much.
this.
You have so much to teach us, to teach. I mean, our audience and everybody.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
important.
really
It's a
cool
hot
to have it.
topic. I think there's way more awareness with, the boom of the internet and Instagram and all social media, of how to be healthy. There's all these sources, but, I just bring it down to the basics and make sure you're getting your information from a trusted source. That's the biggest thing too.
Don't ask
Not
Facebook.
just anyone. Yeah, right.
Because everybody on Facebook is a fucking expert. They're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, oh yeah, I did this, and then look at me. I'm like, yeah, I see
Well,
you.
and
Yeah.
not everything works for everybody.
Right.
Everybody has their own thing that works.
That's
for
why they
them.
have to go to a professional
Right.
who is gonna teach him how to do it, and from the in out. I like that. From the in out. That's cool.
Inside out.
Yeah.
From the inside.
It's okay.
That's
I'm here
in.
for-
Is that in or is it
It is. It is. Are you in or out? Okay, I got you.
from the in and out, baby?
We need like you back here, like as like bartender.
I know, right? Everybody says
That's
I
a
need to
good
be on the
idea,
street, but I
right?
gotta be shy.
That's a good idea. Like we're talking.
Yeah.
That is a great idea.
No.
Yeah, it'd be great.
No.
She doesn't want to be in front of the camera.
Come on.
No, no.
You're pretty. You're doable. You're fine, babe.
I think there. On that note, there you go.
On that note, thank you so much for being at the Rogue Interview Show.
That was fun. This was
And
really fun.
thank you to our audience.
Yeah.
Our audience.
They're so quiet. And oh my god.
What's your dog's name?
It was
Jet,
hilarious.
the Jet, for the peanut
Jet
gallery.
for the inputs.
He always does.
But thank you again. This is it's gonna go into the podcast
Yep.
tomorrow or the next day. Probably tomorrow.
You know, you're supposed to have a schedule for the podcast, so the people that are subscribed can expect it each time.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay, I know.
Wednesday. Every Wednesday.
Okay, we'll do it Wednesday.
That
was what I was looking for. He's like, sure, that's what I said. Not really what you said, but okay.
Wife, can you be on my side for a minute? Like safeguard? Or what is
Safeguard?
it?
No, safe light replace.
No, whatever.
Oh.
Anyway, well, thanks a lot.
Nationwide!
Nationwide!
We're not
Nationwide is by
sponsored
your
by them, so
side.
we're not allowed to say that.
And I just want to give a shout out to bottle containers.
Nope, bottle charger, and he's watching, so you guys...
bottle charger, no bottle container. Sorry, brother. And to TNT, which they have been amazing,
Yes,
making
they
our
made that
shirts.
interview right
Oh,
now.
they make our shirts. It's
Yeah.
so awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It is pretty cool.
How do you get one of those?
We'll see, we'll post it in
Yeah,
the
right?
God.
Exactly.
Hold on.
I've been asking the same question.
You don't want to see this fatness just coming out.
Oh,
Body positivity.
I know, right?
No upward. Jeez. there's
Also, to Gilbert Upholstery for this
Oh,
beautiful
for making
chairs.
our new chairs, yes.
Oh.
Beautiful
Yeah,
chairs.
they
for
were
the
wood.
studio.
They were wood last week.
They
This is-
were
yeah.
they were ugly.
I really like the color.
Thank you.
It's a long story.
I
Yes,
forgot
yes.
my shoes. I changed shoes.
But not those shoes. But one of the 25.
Who else? Who else? Shout out to everybody who helped us and believe in us. And
Jim Moran for helping you train.
oh my
today.
God, yeah, Blue Wasabi. Oh my God, Blue Wasabi in Gilbert,
That's-
amazing. Santan Mall.
Yep.
Have you been at the restaurant?
No.
Oh my God, you gotta go there. I'm not kidding. It's tell them, hey, you know the Rogue interview told me to come
Yeah.
here. They're gonna love you a long time
Yeah.
because they're awesome.
I will go. Okay, after this.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, and I
Thank
love you a long
you.
time. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
being
you.
here.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.